I went from introvert with 0 girls to extrovert who cold approaches every day now. I started this journey 4 years ago and I want to get you on that same path. If you watch this video to the end, you will know exactly which hacks I used to go from introverted to extroverted. Let's go. Now the first thing you need to internalize is that your introversion is not a permanent thing. Because there's lots of guys who are saying like, oh no wait, I'm genetically introverted. I've been introverted all my life, I'm going to be introverted all my life because it's in my genetics, you know. I just have like the social battery and it drains super fast and I can't speak to women and I can't speak to guys because it's just like so exhausting for me. Oh no, I want to do it. To those guys, you're wrong. Because I used to be one of you and I used to be like thinking, oh no, like social interactions, they're weird and I'm not good at them, so I'm not gonna do them. This shit is learned. The way you were treated back in the days, the way people reacted to you when you tried to start conversations, it has determined if you're going to be introverted or extrovert. And for you, unfortunately, like actually for most guys, unfortunately, they've been treated in a weird way back in the days. You know, people were looking at him weird when he tried to start conversations and shit. And now they're stuck with this learned introversion. But you're lucky, it can be unlearned. Just the way I unlearned this shit. And the fact that you clicked this video titled How to Speak to Girls as an Introvert shows me that you know deep down, okay, I can change something about it, and you know deep down that you're not actually an introvert. Because the behavior you have around women and you're thinking like, damn, no, I don't even like this behavior. Why am I like this? Can I do something about it? Yes, you can. And you're watching this video and you're doing the right step in the right direction. What? Now first I'm going to ask you a question. Because I'm thinking you used to play video games yourself back in the day. Did you like playing games that you were shit at, or did you prefer the games that you were actually clapping cheeks in? Well, obviously you enjoyed the games that you were good at more. Why? Because it's just more fun, you know, when you have performance, when you have skills that you can use. It's just like more of an enjoyable experience. Now, what if I told you that you don't like speaking to people because you're shit at speaking to people? What would happen if you became good at the game of socializing? And you hear this and you're thinking, well, of course, yeah, I'd love to do social interactions if I wasn't an introvert. Again, this is just learned. Let me introduce you to something that is called self-image. Self-image is just the way you perceive yourself, and in your case, it's like introverted, you know? Your self-image probably is closer to the guy who's like slouching, avoiding eye contact, not looking into the people's eyes when he comes into rooms, like bad posture, and when he's forced to speak in front of a crowd, he's like very soft-spoken, instead of saying shit loudly because he's confident in what he's saying. Compare this to the self-image of the extrovert, who's like, you know, he has great posture, he walks into the rooms like he owns those places, and he's confident, he looks at the guys, he smiles at the girls, he's giving fist bumps to the guys, he's telling the girls they're pretty, he's complimenting everybody. He's just like, you just look at him and you think like, damn, he has this magnetic aura, I want to be like him. So you need to drop your self-image of being this introverted guy who can't get better at social skills and start adapting the self-image of the guy who's still shit at social skills, but he starts to do something about it. He starts leveling those social skills up. Because again, your introverted self-image was learned, and if you can learn an introverted self-image, you can actually learn an extroverted self-image, just like I did. Okay, now I just told you about some theoretical stuff, self-image, okay, nice and cool, but how do you actually start speaking to girls now? Learn cold approach. Cold approach is the fastest way to unlearn introversion, because it is literally the skill of creating a conversation from scratch. So cold approach literally means you see a girl and you know nothing about her. All you have is like, okay, how does she look, what is she wearing, and what is she doing? And when you can create a conversation from as little as that, you are going to be an extroverted guy. And if this sounds way too scary for you because you don't have any experience in talking to guys or to girls, then I want to give you a broadened definition of cold approach, because cold approach, it's not just about women. Cold approach is also about men, and we don't like cold approach them in a gay way, but you can use the same skill of creating a conversation from thin air on men as well, or on grandmas, or on kids, whatever you want to do. But now you might be thinking, well, I'm still an introvert. How am I going to start cold approaching now? That's something only extroverts do. Again, remember your self-image. You're not an introvert. You're a guy with shit social skills. And yes, that means you're going to have to apply these shit social skills to start some shit cold approaches. But bro, everybody starts small. Everybody has had cringe interactions. I used to be like so fucking weird around people, and I had to go through a lot of cringe interactions until I got to the place where I'm now. So if you want to unlearn your introversion fast, then it's cold approach, because all the skills you need in cold approach are the skills of an extrovert. For example, complimenting people. Like, I bet you're scared right now of telling a guy he has big muscles. I bet you're scared right now of telling a girl she's pretty. Or another skill of cold approach, just starting conversations. I bet that scares you, bro. Learn cold approach. Bam. Another skill of cold approach, expressing what's on your mind. Yeah, just say what's on your mind. I actually have a crazy tactic. Watch to the end to see it. If you learn cold approach, you will literally destroy that learned introversion, and you will finally be able to say something to the women you wanted to speak to all your life. And if this shit is enticing to you, I actually made a full guide to your first cold approach, and it goes into detail how you can unlearn all this bullshit that the society and your family and your friends have put on you to finally free that desire you have for women that you've had for women all your life. So make sure you check out the first link in the description. Let's get going. Okay, and since this video was very theoretical right now, and I used to watch these videos myself thinking like, damn bro, give me some fucking proper advice that I can apply right now. Here's some actual approach advice. Now, what I want you to do to level up your self-image of this extroverted guy is just to greet people in the places you're going to anyways. For example, when you're at work or in uni or in the gym, like these people, they're literally on the same team as you, you know? You literally work with this girl and you have never spoken to her, bro. That's like the most normal thing in the world. You can literally go up to her and say, hey, how was your weekend? And I know you're thinking, no, that's impossible. Bro, it's not. It's just that you have learned, or your self-image, that it's impossible for the guy society told you that you are, but you're no longer that guy. You're just a guy with shit social skills. Or for example, the receptionist in the gym, you can literally, like, she is literally there to be talked to. You understand that, right? Like, the reason they are paying her money is so that you can come in and tell her, oh yeah, I'm hitting legs today. And she's gonna be there saying like, oh great, today is not that crowded at the squat breaks, you're lucky. And you're like, making little jokes and shit. Bro, you can literally be that guy. And what you will realize when you do that is that most people literally like to be talked to. Like 90% of interactions, you're going to have little fun conversations, because these guys, they're literally the same as you, you know? They were thinking like, oh fuck, I'm this introverted guy, I can't really speak to people, even though I really want to. And bro, you are literally taking the work off their shoulders. You do the first step, and now suddenly they like talking to you as well. You will be surprised how many funny interactions you're going to have. Now, the crazy tactic I mentioned before, it is called human Twitter, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. What you are doing is you're literally pretending like you are on a Twitter feed, you know, where there's like this box on top where you can type something in, and then everybody in the world can see it. How nice is that? You can literally do that with people. Like, if you were to go into the gym right now and it was raining super fucking hard, you can literally say to the guy who's about to leave the gym, you can tell him, oh, it's raining very hard, I got very wet. And you're gonna think, well, that's retarded. He's not gonna say anything to that. But literally, he's going to stop to speak to you, and he's literally going to, oh, you didn't bring an umbrella. Oh, bro, I'm lucky because I got an umbrella. Or I'm lucky because I got the cape. Or I'm lucky because I'm here with the car. Literally, bro, you just need to be the guy who takes the first step. Now, what I don't want you to do is being the guy who forces conversation. But because like there's one weak point of human Twitter. You're not going to have something to say to every person you're passing. For example, if there's just like a guy and he doesn't even look at you and there's nothing exciting about him and he does nothing exciting and he's wearing headphones and he doesn't really look like he wants to be spoken to right now, don't try to force an interaction with this guy. Take the easy interactions, you know, the people who are not wearing headphones, like for the beginning. You can start like talking to people who are wearing headphones later on when you're better at cold approach. But don't try to force interactions when like human Twitter is literally not saying anything you could say to the other guy. Because if you do cold approaches for the sake of cold approaching, for like, oh, I just need to get the rep in today, I just need to speak to one person a day to improve my social skills, you're going to have forced interaction. And we people, like as people, we can just feel when somebody is like kind of like a phony guy who's like not really speaking to us because he actually wants to speak to us, but for some ulterior motive, just like the guys downtown who are trying to convince you to sign some fucking bullshit for some charity or some bullshit, bro. Like, I hate these guys. By the way, this is what pick artists do. They go out of their house exclusively to speak to women, and that's just cringe and creepy, and I hate these guys. This channel is all about cold approach but not pick up. So again, if you want to learn how to get your first cold approach, check out the first link in the description. It's my full guide to your first cold approach. You can click and watch this video to keep on learning, or you can subscribe to the channel right here. I'll see you in the next one.